Hey everybody, welcome to the end of the year, Game of the Year 2022 video, doing something different, trying to speed run this, because I don't think anybody wants to hear me talk for 30 minutes. Yes, I recorded a 30-minute elongated video about my descriptions and why everything is, and I don't think anybody wants to hear me for 30 minutes, so hey, Susan likes shorter videos, so we're trying to do shorter videos. It's probably not getting done in a minute, but you know. So let's run down the list. There's 15 games, one gets a buy, we'll explain why that buy happens when we get to it. First up, High on Life versus Wonderlands. Wonderlands moves on because of replayability. High on Life had some problems schematically, in working, frame drops, lag issues, what have you. My problem with it is after a bounty, you would go back to your home, and then you have to listen to Lizzie and Gene argue for like what felt like an eternity. Wonderlands didn't have that, plus it has better replayability is the word I was looking for. High on Life is funnier though, because I love Justin Roiland's comedy style. I love Rick and Morty. I love Solar Opposites. I love Trover. High on Life is no different. Arceus versus Violet. Both Pokemon games, both open world. Violet moves on, even though I do appreciate what Arceus did with its streamlined narrative format of storytelling. It actually was a story, not just beat the 8 gyms, beat the Elite Four, beat the bad guys, yay. Violet does do that, but Arven is one of the most thought out, developed characters with a actually unique character arc in the entire series. Nemona is Goku, yes. Arven is the MVP. Next up, sequel battle. Overwatch 2 versus Slime Rancher 2. Overwatch 2 is the worst game of the year. Okay, if you say otherwise, you're wrong. You're wrong, because you probably haven't played Overwatch 2, which, hey man, good for you. Overwatch 2 is Overwatch 1.1. Bad balancing, they don't know what they're doing, they gave damage types a stupidly broken passive, and they were like, surely support mains won't get pissed. Guess what, we are. You're bad. I hope Activision actually does get bought out by Xbox and Jim Ryan can stop slamming his micropenis into a door every single time he opens his mouth. Shut the fuck up, Jim. Let Microsoft buy ActiBliz, because then Bobby Kotick and that whole, you know, sexual assault thing doesn't go away, but it probably stops. Jim Ryan, shut the fuck up. Tunic versus Cult of Lamb, two indie darlings. Two games people should absolutely play. I'm looking at you pro streamers that play nothing but the same 2 or 3 battle royales, and they all play the same. Go play an indie game. Go play Tunic, go play Cult of Lamb. I beg of you. Please. Tunic looked beautiful, was beautiful. It was a Souls-like meets Legend of Zelda in a Metroidvania, cute fox outfit. Cult of Lamb, you build a cult, and you do dungeon raids like it's Binding of Isaac. I love Cult of Lamb. Cult of Lamb moves on. Martha is Dead versus Scorn. Both very weird games. Both games, again, I recommend people playing. Martha is Dead, though, be warned, is dark. Very dark. I would recommend if you're like, I don't know if I can handle that, don't. It's content warning all over the place, right? I did a Let's Play of it and I was like, I don't know if I can show half of this. I don't know. You peel somebody's face off, like it's the movie Face Off, and later at the end of the game, you cut open your dead sister's, spoilers, your dead sister's belly and remove a fetus? Bruh, it's fucked up. So is Scorn. Scorn is the only game on this list that actually made me physically ill. I would play it for 30 minutes. I had to stop playing it because it made me nauseous. It is that grotesque and that disturbing. And it's art. So Scorn moves on. Again, I recommend playing both. Maybe look at some of the tags on the Steam page or your preferred console of choice. You can't play it on PlayStation because I think they removed the whole face-off thing. Because Sony, Jim Ryan's tiny micropenis got in the way again. Next, Quarry. Quarry is the game that gets a buy because, hey, future me, please find the clip here.
We need your help. There is a swarm of bears, and they are everywhere, and there's these hunters too, and they seem to be shooting at the bears, but also at us, which is not good, and a few of our friends are hurt, and we are in desperate need of help, so please, there's vicious bears, and we don't know what to do, so please come help us. SOS. This is an emergency. Save our ship. come on down. Please help us. Did I do good? Was that?
Swarm of bears?
Yeah.
Herd of bears.
Yeah, I've heard of bears.
Oh my god.
There you go. That's the best clip I've ever heard. Callisto Protocol versus Evil Dead. Evil Dead had a significant problem for me, and it was balance. Not good balance, very poor balance. Demons needed a better tutorial, better way to figure out how to play the game, more in-depth, right? Survivors got the basic gist of it, which is you find the guns, you find the loot, go do the objective. There you go. Demons, you had to search everywhere around a large map. This wasn't fun. It just was not fun. It was infuriating to play as a demon, and then they buffed demons, nerfed survivors. Survivors got pissed, and the very next week they reversed the roles and nerfed demons, buffed survivors. And it's just like, at that point, what are you doing? Why bother? Callisto Protocol is made by Glenn Schofield, the original creator of Dead Space 1, 2, and 3, but we don't talk about that third one, and is Dead Space with a modern coat of paint until Dead Space Remaster comes out, which I have hopes for. They're not high hopes, but I have hopes for them. Callisto Protocol moves on, if you couldn't guess. Lastly, Elden Ring vs. Gotham Knights. I didn't finish Gotham Knights, didn't come close to it, but I got the gist of it. Got good combat, good story so far. I love the dynamic form between all the Bat Kids. Elden Ring moves on because I've played it the most. Yeah, it's classic Souls game, and I think I'm looking at it through rose-tinted goggles because Sekiro sucked. You could like that game. I don't know how you could, but you can say you liked it. You got the dragon fight was cool. The monkey battle was not a battle, but it was hide and seek, but that was really unique and really cool. The ending boss fight was really cool too. The owl fight was pretty cool, if I remember that correctly. No, I don't. No, that was bad, actually. Most of the boss fights were bad. The game was bad. Go play Ghost of Tsushima. Elden Ring was a return to form, and it was god tier. Yes, you watched the 5 playthroughs I did. Yes, I did 5 of them, 4 reduxes. You watch like the strength redux where I'm like, what the or the bleed one, I believe. One of them was just like, what the fuck? You built this game for one specific reason, and it's to use this type of weapon on the last 3 bosses, the last 4 bosses. What the fuck is the point of having choice in the game? But again, I still loved it. Next, we're doing fine. 7.5 minutes, hell yeah. Wonderlands versus Pokemon Violet. Violet moves on because if they fix the problems, which it's not an if, it's a when, because it's Game Freak, it's Pokemon Company, it's Nintendo, they're gonna fix the lag and the frame drop issues. When they do that, it will probably be one of my favorite Pokemon games of all time. Probably not beat out Heart Gold Soul Silver, but I think the only way you could do that is if you actually remake Gold and Silver for a 3rd time. Next up, Slime Rancher 2 versus Cult of the Lamb. Slime Rancher 2 is just Slime Rancher 1. And I love Slime Rancher 1. I love Cult of the Lamb even more, though. So Cult of the Lamb moves on. Next up, Scorn versus the Quarry. Hey, play that clip again.
Swarm of bears?
Yeah.
Herd of bears.
Yeah, I've heard of bears.
Oh my god.
Thank you. Quarry moves on. Scorn is art, though, and I still recommend people play it. Callisto Protocol versus Elden Ring. Callisto Protocol was good. It was a good game. Would I say it's a great game? No. Elden Ring moves on because of that. Elden Ring is great. Infuriating at points, yes, but it is still a great game. Semifinals. Yes, semifinals. Pokemon Violet versus Cult of the Lamb. I'm still playing Pokemon Violet, and I'm extremely excited for the DLC for Pokemon Violet, whenever the hell that gets here. But again, they have to shore up those bugs, those issues. I think the raid system could use a little bit of tinkering. If you follow me on Twitter, which God help you if you're on Twitter at this point, because Elon's burning that shit down like he's Jim Ryan's micropenis. Oh man, micropenis. But if they fix all that, they have to fix all that, right? There's problems with the game. Cult of the Lamb doesn't have any problems like that. It's an indie game. Indie games that came out this year were flawless. AAA titles, not so much. Cult of the Lamb moves on. The Quarry versus Elden Ring. I endured Elden Ring. This is not the sentence I planned on saying, but hey, we're here. I love both games. Quarry is fantastic. It's a great story. Elden Ring, you gotta find the lore, but when you find it, it's fantastic. When you figure out everything that's going on, it's great. Future Me, play that clip again.
Swarm of bears?
Yeah.
Herd of bears.
Yeah, I've heard of bears.
Quarry moves on. The Quarry and Cult of the Lamb are in the finals. I love both games because they are so incredibly different than everything else. But I guess you could say that about Scorn and Martha's Dead, and Tunic, and Flame Rancher, and High on Life, and Elden Ring, and Lisa Protocol. But you get what I'm saying. They are so incredibly unique and creative, and I love the story in The Quarry. Cult of the Lamb, though, is my favorite game of the year. Like, The Quarry is, I gotta sit down, and I gotta pay attention to the story game, right? Because that's what you're playing it for. You're playing it for the story. There's no real gameplay. There's no real combat. There's nothing like that. You make choices. You save the people. Yay! It's great! Cult of the Lamb is a cult simulator. You build your cult, and you also do dungeons to go through dungeons to fight gods, and then you slay gods, and then you slay Omega God, and you are now God. It's fantastic, and I can't wait for their DLC. If you had a problem with any of my choices here, just remember, quick reminder, it's all my opinion. It's all my opinion. If you can get angry that I said shit about Overwatch 2 being bad, or Jim Ryan's micro penis, you can get mad at that stuff, but you can't get mad at me saying that Cult of the Lamb is the best game that came out this year. It's my opinion. It's all my opinion. And when you see anybody else's Game of the Year list, you gotta remember to yourself, that person made that based on their opinion. They're not going by IGN. Like, you know, just quick fucking curiosity, IGN.com. Search Cult of the Lamb. What did it get? What did it get? What'd you give it? An 8. They give it an 8. That's pretty respectable. Cult of the Lamb is a wolf of a satisfying base management game in the cheapest clothing and approachable action roguelike. Burp. Yeah, alright. An 8, that's a... Yeah. Yeah, is it perfect? No. None of the games on this list are perfect. I'm looking at you, fucking Overwatch 2. Micropenis. So, that'll do it for this video. We got 12-minute runtime. That's a lot faster than the fucking 30, 40-minute video I did record before this. So, I want to thank you all for watching. If you're interested in any of these games, again, Let's Plays out of all of them. Gotham Knights, I haven't finished yet, but it will get finished at some point in the probably near future. Overwatch 2 needs to get better in Season 3 and get a lot better balance and fix their goddamn overpriced shop before I make videos on that. Everything else has a playthrough, and all of them are finished, except for Slime Rancher 2, but that's kind of in beta and ongoing. So, go watch all of those. Go watch all of them. If you see anything you like, hit subscribe, and until next time, Happy New Year, Happy Healthy New Year, and goodbye.